Hi everybody, welcome to my Big Tidy Up. My name's DeDe. Thanks for tuning in today. Now today, here's what I got planned. Today, I finally get to go outside and tackle my patio. It needs a cleanup, a refresh, all the things. And I've actually been wanting to get out there for a couple of weeks, but we had us a spell of bad weather. And so it is even dirtier than I initially thought it was gonna be, but today is the day. And you guys know I found a couple of decor pieces here in my home that I put a note on and I spray painted them. I've been ready to try those, so I'm gonna give them a try out there today. I got a couple of things on clearance, and I'm just gonna give this thing a refresh, and today is the day it's gonna happen. Now it's supposed to be a little bit toasty out there, so I'm starting early. I'm gonna whip it in shape quickly, and I hope for great results. So without any further ado, let's head on out to the patio and let's get tidy. Well, here's where I'm going to be working today. And you know, it sure doesn't take long for spider webs to build back up and reappear because I just used this table during Easter. Now, I do have 2 rugs that I've stored in the shed that I'll be pulling out to use to help hide this floor. I know it's filthy right now, but honestly, even when it's clean, it has damage and it doesn't look the best. The cushions have gone through several storms. They're dusty. They need to be Scotch guarded again. And underneath here, well, it actually needs no explanation. You can see what I'm working with. Now, before I get started, I want to show you guys some of the things I want to use today. Now, if you remember, I had these 2 pieces I repurposed. I want to try them up on the wall and see how they look. And then I've got a couple of pieces I want to repurpose. And y'all know by repurpose, I mean I want to spray paint them. Now, I've got this lantern here. Now, I have a bigger one, but I'm just going to paint the smaller one. And then I've got this little light here. And remember, I had a white one that I had on the patio last year, but I moved it up to the balcony. So I'm going to paint this one white as well. Hopefully I have enough paint and we don't have to make a Walmart run. And then I do have these 2 little lanterns that I got from Menards. How cute are these? Now they actually look metal, but they're just plastic. They were $3 a piece on clearance, but I had a $7 rebate check from Menards, so it cost me nothing. So actually the only thing this makeover is going to cost me is a little bit of time and a little bit of elbow grease. For those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that if I'm spray painting something, I always try to do that first thing so it has time to dry, so I'm not just literally sitting around watching paint dry. And also, if you've been with me, you know that every time I try to paint, the wind picks up. Please note how fairly still the tree is until I start painting. Coincidence? I don't know. Feel free to insert your conspiracy theories now. You know, at some point, I'm sure I was fun entertainment for my neighbors because every time it was still, I would rush out there and try to put on another coat, but I could never get it done before the wind picked up and started blowing the paint in my face. And even though it was just 2 little things to paint, it took me half the day, and I'm not even kidding. What I have found works best for me is to clean 1 half at a time. That way I don't get overwhelmed and I don't have to try to take apart the sectional and put it back together. I just keep it together and slide it to the other side. Now, normally I would say clean from top to bottom, which would mean I would wash the ceiling and the walls first. But with all this debris from Mother Nature, nope, I need to get all the big pieces before I do anything else.
like a book. This night means forever, and so does me and you. We say we love, we say we love.
Now, I don't always use the same thing every year to wipe down the sectional and the chairs, but I usually do pick something that's a furniture polish type of product, so it adds a little bit of moisture back in because it's woven, and I think it tends to get a little dry. Now, today, I'm using the Jaws made for furniture, but the next time I clean it, I might grab something else. Well, although it still looks terrible, I do have the big pieces swept up, and I was going to go ahead and get the hose and wash this half of the patio, but if I do, the water is going to run down and get my cushions. So what I think I'm going to do is take a break from that. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum my cushions and Scotch guard them, and then I'll put them back on here on the sectional. And since it's over on this half, I'll go ahead and wash this half after I get the cushions done. I always like to Scotch guard my cushions right after I clean them, and what works best for me is if I spray them with one light coat, let it dry, then spray another light coat. Now, even though I'm just showing you one light coat on one side, I did do 2 light coats on each side. I just didn't figure y'all wanted to watch a video with me spraying cushions all day, and one spray was enough.
I'm going out my mind. Give me some directions to get.
See what I mean? If I had showed you this 4 times, you'd be like, all right, DeDe, we get it, we get it. We know you sprayed the cushions.
I think about you. You're on my mind.
Time to take care of the walls. Now, some years when I do the walls, I have to get a ladder out, make a bucket of soapy water, and scrub down the walls, and some years I don't. And fortunately, this year, they don't look too bad, and I think the hose is going to get the job done, so I'm just going to spray everything down, wash this side, and then I'll move to the other side. Yes, I did sweep this. Y'all saw me do it. But it is crazy what you can get out of the nooks and crannies with just like a jet stream of water. And you know, it would probably be even more dramatic if I was using a power washer. But since the protective coating on this flooring is coming up, if I used a power washer, I'd just be blowing all of that off as well. But this good old garden hose and Walmart nozzle is definitely making a difference. Well, I've got over half of it washed, and normally I always did the sectional this way because I thought that way you could see the view. And then I had the two chairs here, and I'll see if I can insert a picture so you can see how I've had it before. But when I pulled the sectional over to give myself room, I'm wondering if I actually could do it like this and just slide that back, and then maybe in the corner have the two chairs facing this way where it would be an L like this. I probably would lose some room over here, but it would make it like a cozy kind of sectional. Before, the chairs always seemed kind of like they were over here all by themselves and they didn't belong. So I'm just wondering, and you guys feel free to tell me in the comments, truthfully tell me what you think, because I'm going to try it this way. The only reason why I hadn't is because I thought this part right here would lose the lake view and you'd just be looking at the fence. But if I slide this over, if it's just my husband and I, we would sit on this side and we would still see the lake. And if I put the chairs and they're facing this way, they'll see this side and they'll have a view if we have company over. So I really think everybody's still going to get the same kind of view as they did before, because these chairs that sat here, they didn't get a view, so they were looking at the neighbor's fence. So I'm going to try it. We'll see. And truthfully, I really want your feedback. We'll see if we like it. But I'm going to start moving some things back. I'll wait till it dries to get the rugs back out, but I'm just going to move some things and continue on. Okay, tidy uppers, what are we thinking? I'm actually thinking I'm liking this a lot. Now I still do have the table to clean and it will go back over here in front of the sectional, but I've kind of like sat in each place. So if I'm on the end, I get a little bit of the lake. If I'm sitting here in the middle, in the corner, I've got a view of the lake. If I come over here and sit in this chair, it's got a view. And really only this chair right here, because I'm facing this direction, doesn't give you much of a view, but it's okay, you get a little bit. So I'm really thinking I'm gonna stick with this. I thought while I waited for the floor to dry, I'd go ahead and knock out this table and take care of the dining table and chairs too. Now, even though the top of this table looks like it's wood, it's metal. And you know, I mentioned earlier that I'll use random things to clean the sectional, but as far as cleaning the tops of my tables and my metal chairs, I only use one thing, and that's spray away stainless steel cleaner and polish. Now, if you've been with me a while, you are probably so tired of hearing about it, but if you're new, maybe you don't know. And yes, it is a stainless steel cleaner, but I use it on all of my outdoor metal furniture. And the pieces I've had, I promise you, I've had them for many years, and every time I use it, it makes them look brand new. Now, if you've got a product that you use that you're happy with for your metal outdoor furniture, that is awesome. But if you don't, then maybe this is something you might want to try. Now you can see where I've done one half compared to where I haven't, and I promise, hours and days later, it's still gonna look like this. Okay, that's it. I'm done talking about it, I promise. I forgot about getting my rugs out. I meant to lay them out earlier once the painting was done, but we all know how that went. I like to lay them out in the sun to kind of help flatten them out, but they really didn't need it. I got these rugs last year from Walmart, and they were just around $20, and I absolutely love them. They're kind of a plasticky material. They're reversible, so it's like you get two rugs for the price of one. They clean up easy. They still look good as they did when I bought them. Now, I know some of you tidy uppers like them and you pick them up too. If you did, let me know how yours are holding up. Mine are holding up really well. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to arrange these since I'm going to be moving the furniture in a different formation than I had last year, but I'll just take a look and I'll figure it out and keep trying till I get something I like.
Don't spend time thinking about what could go wrong.
I did have a little visitor today. I just watched her and she sat there for the longest time singing. But unfortunately, I did have a patio to finish, and when I came up with the rug, it scared her away. But it was nice. I just stopped working, and I need to remember to do that more often. I need to take time just to enjoy the small things.
Middle of myself release, 'cause you haven't chained me. You haven't, yeah, you haven't chained me.
Now, last year I used these rugs and I had two different patterns showing, and I loved it. And maybe it's because the chairs were so far away from the sectional last year it worked. But now with this cozier formation, it is just too much for me. It looks like chaos. Maybe it's the stripes of the chairs, the two different patterns on the rug. But in a perfect world, I would find a huge rug that would fit perfectly. But I want a budget-friendly makeover, and that's what I'm going to have. And I'm not buying a rug. I'm just going to keep arranging until I get something that doesn't look so chaotic.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you're my liability. Yeah, you say that you're sorry. We turn the page and make up. A broken trust got you haunted. The doubting you was enough to leave me chasing you on and on. But I don't care, I will let you in. You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you are my liability. Yeah, I know you are my liability. Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in. But I'm your liability. I know you are my liability. Yeah, I know you are my liability.
Well, Tidy Uppers, that's a wrap for today. The patio is done, and I'm fixing to head back out there and enjoy it for a little bit. I sure do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. Please take care of yourself. Don't forget to wait for the nighttime view. And as always, stay tidy.